It is the 10th of the 7th, 2011. This is today's climate change update. I'm going to start energy news. Fukushima plant evacuated after major quake hits northeastern Japan. It is the largest aftershock since the massive tsunami. Now, the USGS is reporting this as a 7.0 earthquake. I've seen other reporting. I think the European site's still reporting it as a 7.1. So 7.1, it's still a pretty major aftershock earthquake, and there are tsunami warnings out, but as of this, I haven't heard any reports of tsunamis hitting. Worse than melt through, a melt out. See graphic, and I will definitely attach the link this below. And basically they're saying that all three cores major melt out. Literally the whole containment is just gone, and it's into the tap, or it's into the drinking water, and it's seeping into the Pacific Ocean pretty much directly. And new long-term roadmap says removal of melted nuclear fuel may begin in 10 years if the technology essential for the work has been developed. Insane. So now they're putting the cleanup to begin in 10 years, and that's just a guesstimate. June 30 meeting revealed depleted uranium storage facility burned after earthquake that contained 1,800 pounds of DU, depleted uranium. That's in Fukushima as well. 1,800 plus BQ kilograms radioactive cesium detected in T, 160 kilometers from the Fukushima power plant. And again, these hot spots just keep popping up more and more. Man arrested after collecting radioactive rubble 60 kilometers from Fukushima plant. And they are spreading this nuclear waste everywhere. They don't know where to put it all. And remember, I reported last week that they're actually people are burying their topsoil and cleanup in parks and national forests in Japan, because there's no set government cleanup plan for the civilians in these cities outside the technical areas. Japan Insider, breakup is only a matter of time as TEPCO runs out of cash. We're basically waiting for the natural death of TEPCO. And who's there to take over after TEPCO dies? The Japanese government, GE, the owners of these faulty nuclear reactors. Tokyo government says cesium found in cow meat, 2,300 becquerels per kilogram in meat in Fukushima prefecture cows. And radiation data from 36 air monitors around Los Alamos still not released. Should be available soon. Feds say preliminary sampling showed no dangerous or significant levels of radiation because of all that plutonium waste that was on fire off the Los Alamos big fire. And feds conduct aerial radiation survey near Seattle to get baseline readings, measuring gamma emitters like radioactive cesium and iodine. So here it is, the leak out that there is fallout falling here in the United States, and our government has been well aware of it from day one. Japan Nuclear Group says vital info still has not been released, such as temperatures of the molten nuclear fuel and lower section of pressure vessels. And a Japanese professor reports the more the media pulls back the veil, the angrier the public is getting. We can't believe the nuclear industry, says lawmaker. Insanity. So again, they can't stop the truth from leaking out of the Fukushima nuclear disaster. And again, we've just had another major aftershock earthquake, 7.1, 7.0, depends on who you look at. Over to the extinction protocol. The 7.0 magnitude earthquake strikes off the east coast of Japan, and of course that's according to the USGS. Small quake swarm at Ascension Island, magma plume hotspots. So it looks like we've got an underwater volcano erupting in the South Pacific. Ashes eruption of Mount Etna closes airport in Sicily. So here we go, another volcano. A southern Italian airport was on Saturday closed due to an ash from Mount Etna, forcing traffic to be diverted from Palermo, the ANSA news agency said. So Etna's already closing down airports, and again, that's about ready to pop majorly. It's been ongoing for a while. Civil unrest spreads to Malaysia. 1,400 people arrested by police. And we know the story. Malaysia police fired repeated rounds of tear gas and detained over 1,400 people in the capital on Saturday as thousands of activists evaded roadblocks and barbed wire to hold a street protest against the Prime Minister. And of course there's videos all over the place. And they got a fear piece, earthquakes in the South Pacific. Small eruption confirmed under Iceland's Katla volcano. And a glacial flood, probably from the volcano Katla, has disrupted the ring road, highway number 1 by the river in South Iceland, tearing the bridge down. The road's closed. Blah blah blah. And there are videos out. I will attach a video to this below as far as this big torrent of water rushing out. You got to remember, this is huge glacier on top of this 6-mile rimmed volcano Katla. And the last time Katla popped, it had serious ramifications around the northern hemisphere. Earth changes subject of policy. Bandy, new articles hit the presses. Global warming will threaten Britain's security by triggering wars, food shortages, and mass migration. Energy Minister Chris Huhne warned today. Although the UK may escape the worst physical implements of rising temperatures and sea levels, the UK will be exposed to alarming and shocking consequences of climate change elsewhere, he said. So suck up, pay your carbon taxes, don't mind the volcanoes or anything else that's going on in the solar system. Give the politicians more money. They know what they're doing. Insane. And another fear piece. Tropical storm Calvin becomes the third named storm in the eastern Pacific. And some more fear pieces to get you to pay your carbon tax. Over to earthchangescott.net. Calvin's expected to weaken over the weekend. U.S. Lake Howto, Pennsylvania storm uproots trees, knocks out power. So Pennsylvania, some more extreme weather. They described the storm as sounding like a train blasting through Lake Howto neighborhood Thursday night. The wind uprooted trees with root bags 6 feet tall, some of which landed on homes and power lines, cut path about 50 feet wide to a wooded area, and knocked out electricity that won't be completely restored until late this afternoon. More on the Haboob dust storm that covered Phoenix, Arizona. And the National Weather Service and AccuWeather both have post-mortems on the massive dust storm that swallowed Phoenix on July 5th. They say the dust storm was estimated to reach peak height at least 5,000 to 6,000, about a mile, with the aerial coverage in the leading edge stretching nearly 100 miles, according to the National Weather Service. The storm traveled at least 150 miles, much further than the average 25 to 50 miles that dust storms typically travel. And again, it was one for the record books. One of our local stations, Arizona Public, put out some really great videos on that, and I did attach that to my videos below, and I will try to find them and attach them again for you. Scientists monitor Iceland's Katla volcano amid flooding, and again, that's just another story on what's going on with Katla, and something we definitely need to pay attention to. If you don't know the history of Katla volcano and what happens when this major volcano, which is overdue, erupts, is definitely something worth looking into. I don't think global warming is going to be a problem. not with the big one down in Chile and the big one in Africa gone off with all the dust, and that's already lowering the temperatures on the southern hemisphere. It's all we need is a couple of major volcanoes up in the northern hemisphere just to make it a little ice age coming all the way through. Inuit people observe changes in weather, sun, stars, and patterns. They've got the video up where the Inuit Indians of northern Canada and Alaska are talking about where they definitely, the stars have changed and the sun patterns have changed and their hunting patterns have changed. And it's just to go to show that the earth is wobbling. And the pole shift is pretty much in progress. And another fear piece, freak Arctic weather precursor to coming ice age. And Icelandic minor activity at the Katla volcano. Over to the RSOE finally. The Hekla volcano in Iceland still showing activity. The cold wave still persists in Brazil, Uruguay, Argentina, Chile, Peru, and Bolivia. Of course, that huge volcano down in Chile has definitely caused colder weather down under. Still got forest fires going on in Texas, Arizona, New Mexico. Got flash flooding reports coming out of South Korea. New Zealand's reporting tornadoes and severe weather, and that's becoming a more common event in New Zealand. Seems like I've been seeing more and more tornado reports. Flash flooding in Florida, and again they have that big low front just kind of hovering right there that everybody's watching. That is about all I have for you right now. Of course, if I see anything else, I will definitely let you know. Post your comments or attach your videos below. Enjoy while you can, and thanks for your support.